able to control your urges. This is a big one. What's good, everybody? This your boy Mike coming to you from Reality Warpers. Yo, I got a question. Do spiritual topics pique your interest? Do you desire unique conversation? Sit down, calm your mind. Let's have a conversation. And after we have a talk, if you feel like you got information of substance, like and subscribe to the channel. And if you know anybody that have like minds, share my content. And together, we can warp reality. So without further ado, your sexual energy is a substance that create things. You have the power of creation in your sexual energy. So by you using that sexual energy for something that does not help benefit your purpose, it lowers your will, it lowers your drive, it lowers your energy, it lowers your it actually, as a man, every time you release your spiritual energy, you are actually shooting away pieces of your DNA. So for people that age quick and stuff like that, you are not harnessing your sexual energy in the proper way. You are using it in the wrong way, and it could, a couple of other things that's added on to, why you are aging quicker. All right, things like alcohol, cigarettes, tobacco, just different things, foods and stuff that you should not be eating. You not drinking water, just so many different things that accounts to that. But one of the big things that accounts to your body aging faster is you not being able to control your sexual energy. Okay, so you have to learn how to control those urges and redirect that energy into something else. I have spoke about sexual transmutation in a few of my videos, and he also speaks about that as well in the book Outwitting the Devil, sexual transmutation, and how to do it, what to do with transferring the energy that you have, the sexual energy that you have. That energy that's used to create a child can create a business, can create another entity, can create things. It create things. What you create with it is your decision. Okay? So how many times you have heard people that have careers and stuff like that, or businesses and stuff like that, and they say, "This my baby." They created that. They put their sexual energy into creating that. So now it is equivalent to if they had a child. Okay, they created something that's benefiting or doing something out in the world. That's the same thing you do in a child. You pass that DNA down, and now that child is a whole nother universe. You have created a whole nother universe by creating that child. You have created a whole nother entity. You have created a whole nother vessel by creating that child. Okay. So that's the same thing with that business. That business is a entity. When you are writing a contract, they call that business an entity. That business is a entity, and it needs energy in order to survive. That's the same thing with a baby. All right. So you are using that energy to create something, not just throw it everywhere. Okay. All right. The next thing we're going to talk about is being overly defensive. Being overly defensive, too much of anything is bad. You being overly defensive blocks your blessings, blocks your help. All right. Blocks your experiences. That was a big one. That was something that I had to learn within myself. When I first started to get into more of a spiritual life, I started to understand that there are certain entities out here that affect you, that attack you, even people entities or spirits that's in people that control people to attack you in whatever way. It's not always physical. That could be a mental thing. That could be an emotional thing. That could attack you in many different ways. And I got to the point where I was always protecting myself. I was always having this aura, and it was pushing things away. Now, this is why it's important to calm that down. Okay. And I'm not saying don't protect yourself, but this is why it's important to calm that down. You are pushing away experiences. So now when you get to certain situations in life, because you push that experience away, you don't know how to control the bigger version of that experience. Okay. So now you is like you learning how to control that situation in little pieces at a time versus okay, one big situation where this is just too much for me to handle. I learned how to control this in increments at a time. Okay. So um you being overly defensive push away those situations. So now you don't get the experience. You don't know how to handle certain things in life because you pushed away the first experience or you pushed away the lower level experiences. All right. So you have to accept certain things that happen in your life and control the situation. Okay. Just because it happened to you do not mean you have to let it control you or take over the actions of what you do, take over your mental, take over your emotions and stuff, therefore not causing you to react in life. No, you are getting that experience in order to get the information. Get that information, learn how to apply the problem solving skills in your life, that adding that divine masculine trait, add that into your life and solve whatever that problem is once you accept the problem. All right. Except, okay, I'm going to go through certain things in life. Everything ain't going to be glitter and gold. But when I come to this situation or when I experience this situation, I'm able to go within myself and get the answers from God if I do not know how to assert and assert my dominance myself and control the situation. All right. That's you learning how to use your power and use the connection that you have with God. Okay. All right. Being controlling. That's the next low vibrational thing. You being controlling ties into you being egotistic. All right. So you wanting to control everything. This is again go back to being able to delegate tasks. All right. By you adding too much onto you and you want to control every aspect of your life, that puts too much pressure on the brain, therefore causing you to react in life in certain ways. And a lot of times it makes you aggressive. All right. So you see how these lower vibrations, they bring in other lower vibrations when you start to deal with them. All right. If you start to accept these lower vibrations, they bring in other lower vibrations that complement them. All right. But it's the same with the higher vibrations. It's the same with divine masculine traits. The more you accept those divine masculine traits, they accept or they bring in other divine masculine traits that accommodate them on your path. All right. So by you being controlling, trying to control every aspect of your life and you not being able to delegate tasks, that's you being a leader. You know how to delegate tasks to the right people that have the right skills and things of that nature. That takes a lot of the pressures off of you. That takes the stress off of you. So now the brains of the situation can now flow with ideas to help the bigger picture. You cannot flow with ideas if you are so pressured on controlling every aspect of your life. Okay. You have to learn how to delegate tasks to certain things and places in your life or certain people in your life, even certain entities. Delegating spiritual tasks to certain entities that's in your life. Protect me from this, protect me from that. guide me, protect me from myself, whatever. Those entities, you have to delegate those tasks, connect with them. All right, connect with your higher self, your spirit animals, your spirit guides, your ancestors, God himself, I am, whatever, on the bigger problems, things of that nature. You being able to delegate tasks and not be all hands on deck on everything in your life, it helps guide, it helps put a certain, take a certain stress level of stress off of your mind, therefore you being able to flow into creativity and imagination. All right, you being revengeful. All right, when something happens to you, this goes into you being too defensive. All right, revenge is not your purpose. Okay, when things happen to you, that's why karma is set up, that's why your spiritual guides or protectors or whatever is set up. They are the ones that handle problems that encounter you or that affect you. All right. So, like for example, a bodyguard. If you had a bodyguard, all right, if you had a bodyguard and somebody attacked you or something like that, you aren't going to put the stress on you attacking back. You are going to let the bodyguard do what his purpose is, which is to protect you. Okay, that's the same thing in this situation. You do not want to be revengeful, because by you being revengeful and going after whatever those problems is, it throws you off of the real purpose that you have. You going after that problem is not going to help the bigger picture. And a lot of times it puts you in a lot of dangerous situations. A lot of spirits know that if they can get you to come into their den, they got you, because they have other tricks and traps and stuff by you coming after them. Okay, you going after them, you going into their territory. Okay, so they have traps and stuff set up for when you come into their territory. So you thinking you're going to attack or you going to do whatever, but you really running into traps, spiritual traps in life. Okay, so you let the spirits that's supposed to be protecting and guiding you, that have that purpose to protect and guide you, let them handle the revenge or handle the, protecting you spiritually and stuff like that. You do not act on revenge. All right, being too prideful, not um accepting help, not accepting new information. All right, this stops you from being able to adapt, which is one of the divine masculine traits that I forgot to add in there. You being able to adapt to different situations is a divine masculine trait. But by you being prideful, that stops you from being able to adapt, because it stops you from accepting information. It stops you from accepting help. And those two things are very important when it comes to, or guidance. Those two things are very important when it comes to you being on your purpose, you being on your path. The guidance that you have, the mentors that you have, and the information that you have. Okay, so when you have learned information over time that come from outside sources when you're a child, okay, growing up over time, your the information that you have is influenced by outside sources. But when you are an adult, you have the ability to now accept on your own what you want to put in your life, as far as the knowledge and understanding. Okay, so once you hear new information that outweighs the old information that you have, you are able to now adapt to that new information, create changes in your life, and then be able to move forward in your purpose. Because a lot of times it's old information that have us stagnant in life. But because we are so prideful, sometimes we don't accept new information. And a lot of time it's the older generation where I've been doing this for years. This is a tradition I've been doing. But by you doing that tradition, you have to look at what is the level, what is the stopping point of the majority of the people that go through that same tradition. And the thing about tradition is you have results now. You have years of results. So you can look back at those years of results and determine, okay, what about this tradition needs to be changed? But if you are too prideful, you will not accept that new information. Okay, so by you being too prideful, there is a low vibration masculine trait. All right, now the last one I want to get into is jealousy. Jealousy causes you to want someone else's um like their reality, whatever is a part of that person's reality. You create your own reality. So by you wanting a piece of someone else's reality so much to the point where you start to hate that person, or you start to hate the results of what that person is getting, that hate starts to develop a jealousy. Okay, and jealousy now starts to throw you off your purpose, because now your eyes are not on the purpose, your eyes is on somebody else's purpose. And what you are here for, what your spirit is here for, is not what their spirit is here for. All right, everybody have their own purpose, and it may revolve around the same thing, but everybody again have their own roles in life. So that's like saying a jealous person, like that's like saying a role player on a basketball team is jealous of the praise that LeBron get when they win games. He's the star. He's the driving force. He's the leader of that team. You play your part and help that team, because what you can do could destroy the overall purpose if you don't follow what your role is in whatever the life that you are living. Whatever your role is in that life, in that bigger purpose, you could cause a disruption in the overall big purpose of everybody else, because you are jealous. Okay, so being able to control that level of jealousy, and that's also one of the commandments. I don't it's not wanting my neighbor's property or something like that. It says in the 10 Commandments. Mine ain't clicking it right now because I'm just in the zone, or whatever. But that's also one of the 10 Commandments. Being jealous, it throws you off of your purpose. All right. So those are a few of the low vibration masculine traits. All right. Now you have to identify what traits you have more of, what traits you need to work on, or whatever, and what traits you need mentoring on, or whatever like that. All right, so that's up to you on deciding on what traits you need to work on and things of that nature. This again comes down to you being too prideful. Do you want to accept new information? Do you want to go out and seek help, seek guidance, or do you want to just sit and just accept whatever is thrown at your life? All right. So, this have been another awesome episode of Reality Warpers. I appreciate y'all for joining me here. We're going into the next part of our series now, which is going to be talking about the feminine traits, talking about the divine feminine traits and the low vibration feminine traits. It's going to be a big one. All right, big topics. All right, so y'all join me on my next episode of Reality Warpers. Peace.